this video is gonna be. It probably may be 10 minutes, it may actually be less. But I just wanted to say what's up. I actually got a video upload of some of the goofiest stuff a chick has ever said. It kind of proves a point that I've been talking about. Shout out to everybody in the Discord. Shout out, you know who it is. And so, y'all been keeping it. Yeah, Discord is lit. We definitely do a lot of talking in Discord. I definitely do a lot of, voice notes in the Discord. You can listen to voice notes, I believe, at 1.5 playback speed. So if y'all want to hear my thoughts on different stuff I've seen today, different stuff people uploaded today, definitely hit up the Discord. Email me at edwardanderson300k. Just put that you want a link at the in the Discord in the comment section. I'll send you an email. I do it that way in order to vet people, because people like to play games. People like to be stupid. But BGS had a video on the myth of black men being evil, and I listened to like the part like the very beginning when he Shay Sade was talking about, so like the 10-15 minutes, and he was talking about Michelle, and I just wanted to throw this out here when it comes to Michelle Obama. When you look at the multiverse, remember the scene with Doctor Strange? Doctor Strange pretty much, did the thing where he looked at every multiverse, his head was spinning around. It was like, where he was looking at every scenario, and it was only like one scenario that they win, they beat Thanos and all of that. There's only one scenario. And that was the scenario they ended up doing right. That's how they even ended up coming up with the plan, or how it happened. Or not coming up with the plan, but how it ended up happening, and why, it's like if you look at the multiverse and you look at a scenario where Michelle Obama is happy, I only see two scenarios where that works out. Scenario number one is Michelle Obama, which is the preferred, is Michelle Obama is a white woman. Scenario number one is Michelle Obama is a white woman. That is scenario number one. That is the preferred scenario. Scenario number two is Michelle Obama is with a white man. And even then, the reason why that's a secondary scenario, even though that's a lot more plausible in the realm of reality, well, at once upon a time, the thing about it is, that's what they think will make them happy. That's what they believe will make them happy. No, I didn't see Trump gutting Section 8. I put that in the Discord, Friedman. I didn't hear about that, but I'll look into it. Yeah, but that's the only real scenario. That's the only real scenario. Like, those are the only two. And the reason why the white man one is, even though you would think that, even though that's the more reality based one, that's not going to work, because with a lot, you see that with Tracy Ellis Ross. A lot of these chicks realize that that's not going to solve how they feel. They don't know what they feel, why they feel the way they feel. They really don't. They don't. They just know they feel it. And that's it. All they know is they feel the way they feel. And they don't know why they feel the way they feel, because when you see women doing things to try to, it's like having an itch and you scratch it, but that doesn't work. This is essentially what they're doing when they blow up marriages and stuff like that, and they do all these things, and these things don't work, and then they're just out here. They're just out here because they're really experimenting. They're not really solving the problem. They're really experimenting with, they make these assumptions based on, the feminist programming. Oh, it's a man's fault. So if I get away from the man, I'll be happy. And depending on what age they are, they go through dick after dick, and they realize, that's not fulfilling. And so you can tell they don't know. They don't know. So again, but all they know is I'm gonna blame the man, because in their mind it's his job to make them happy. And so it's either he hasn't done enough, he isn't doing this, he hasn't put it down in the bedroom, whatever. And she said, you gotta remember, Michelle was like 59 to 61, and she's on this shit. And so it's like, yo, it's obvious. And that's the one thing you can't say, which is why it sounds like she's doing bimbo babble. She's doing babbling, because that's really what the issue is. When she was talking about, oh, I feel like I'm light, like white women are lighter. Hold on one second. Shit. And you hear this shit where women are talking about, oh my God, I feel like white women feel lighter and all this other stuff. That's because like white women feel lighter. That's she told on herself with that. That's really what it is. And I wish she just say that, because you understand how crazy it would sound for a woman that's a multi-millionaire. A woman that's like a multi-millionaire, I think worth like 30, 20 million, actually more than that, $20 million on, this is what they say, on her own. And she's married to the most powerful, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. And for her to sit here and say that, you know, she want to be a white woman, people would think, like, real talk, they would question if she's mentally ill. They would legit question her mental health. That's what they, because that's the only thing they could say. She must need therapy. They wouldn't be able to say anything else. Even though that's not what it is. That's all it is. That's what she doesn't want to say. And so all she can say that sounds in the realm of reality is, oh, it's Obama's fault. He's not perfect. He's not this. And I told you, they project their self-hatred onto the man that they're with. I told you that, which is why they always got something to say about the man. He's not really this. He's human too. BTS was just talking about that, how white women had to get on him. That's the issue, because that's them attacking their blackness, even though he's mixed. That's them. This is why you don't never really see them say that with white men. Number one, they'll get punished for saying that. Let's just call that what it is. Even though you do got the Serena and what's called smell bullshit, but truth is, Alexa Ohanian is like white adjacent, being Armenian. That's what that is. And you know, she's stuck with his ass. That's what it is. So it doesn't need to be overcomplicated. She wants to be a white woman. That's her issue. And she knows she can't. She wants to be transracial. She wants to identify as white, or actually be a white woman. That's what that is. Even having a white man wouldn't fully solve that problem, but in her mind, she'd be willing to give that a try if she could go back in time. Because again, the white man can validate black women in their mind. In their mind. Which, truth be told, that validation only goes so far. Because here's the thing about validation. Once you have it, and you're like, once you've achieved something, like once you dunk or you're comfortable with it, that's it. But anyway, I gotta go. I'll hit y'all up. I just want to leave y'all with that. Freedom, definitely put that in the Discord. I'll be looking at it.